Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Welcome to some more online stalling gameplay. It seems like I can't get my ship together and we have arrived at Stall City, but we do finally get away in our Bentley Continental GT3. Now there's no chance of me getting any of the cars wrong in this video because we are all driving the Bentley Continental GT3. So, you know, let's get that clear right now. No cars will be named incorrectly in this video. So as we go up the hill, we've gained 2 positions already from our lowly 11th into turn 1. Now coming through the zigzag chicane, always a very tricky chicane to get right, as it so proved there for that guy. And up the inside, we're going to make contact. We are using the same livery here. I will go through the livery at the end of the video. But it is by Midland Zeta, who makes a lot of very good paint jobs in this game. So someone who's definitely worth checking out for those of you who do like to have nice paint jobs on your cars. Now coming into the chicane at the end of lap 1, we are in our favourite position. I always seem to find myself in 6th position. It always seems to happen through the final turn. Now a very good tip from CQR Type R, who is in this lobby, with regards to the gears in these cars, is that you should typically go up a gear a lot earlier than you normally would compared to any other car. The car does like to oversteer a lot on throttle, so going up a gear early can help quite a lot. Also, just using traction control in general will help. Probably quicker to use traction control in this car than not, but for this race I am not using it. I do like the challenge of trying to beat everyone without it. Although I don't normally do that. I don't normally beat people. I don't beat everyone, let's say. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I don't beat everyone with traction control off. Now into the hairpin here. He's gone defensive, but then goes a little bit wide on the exit, and that gives me the run into the left-hander. We make a bit of contact. Maybe I did turn in a little late there. Not the nicest move, but I am through into 5th. And we have got a quick stop to do in this race. And if you can hear banging in the background, I do apologise. My neighbour, or the guy who lives above me, is a noisy cunt, so that would explain that. Now as we move on to lap number 6, I've moved into 3rd position, courtesy of a couple of people going into the pit lane early for their pit stop. Well, not early, just earlier than me. And into turn 1, I go way too deep on the brakes, locking up. Going to lose a couple of seconds, which could prove crucial in the long run in this race. But then coming through up the hill, I'm going to go into the pit lane as we move forward to the end of lap number 6. So we're going to go over to the right hand side here to go into the pit lane. So pitting in from 3rd, it's going to be very interesting to see exactly where I re-emerge on the exit. So we've got approaching traffic. I'm going to come out and rejoin in 5th. Go a little bit too deep into turn 1. I'm going to get past here. Yes, I am. There he goes. Look up the inside though into the 2nd turn, and he's just going to come across. I saw it coming. I just about managed to back out just in time, and I've got Zed behind me now, so it's a good 3-way fight for 5th position here. So let's see what we can do. Coming up into the chicane, I like to try and get a good run through here to get a good exit, which gives you a better overtaking opportunity into the hairpin. But on this lap, not quite close enough. The brakes are really good on this car. I guess I was just getting a little bit over-eager sometimes and locking up. But if you can get it on the sweet spot of about 80% pressure or application, then you will brake very quickly, and there's a lot of potential for very big dive bombing moves if you can get that exactly right. So into the chicane on lap number 7, we've got another 3 laps to do after this one. And it's brewing up quite nicely into a decent race here. It doesn't look like I'll be able to win this one. First place is gone by quite a long way. So moving on to the end of lap 8, I just grazed the tyre wall, and then on the exit of the chicane, I get on the throttle just that a little bit too early, and the curb just spins me around pretty much, having to rejoin. So just checking behind to make sure I don't do a stupid rejoin at 90 degrees and smash someone off. So I'm going to get past this. I'm going to move up to the inside to cover, and then he's going to be forced to the outside. So I do have the inside line, looking for the post there. That's where I like to brake, and I'm just a little late on this one. just because I locked up, extending the braking distance. I make contact with the Canadian, but I am through, or I do maintain 8th position. So we have 2 laps left now to try and get back a couple of positions. It's not been the best race at all, a lot of mistakes. It's been an error-strewn race, so hopefully from here we can go without errors and just try to get back another position. So coming into the hairpin, I'm going to go for a late lunge, but he does cover the inside line, so there's no room at the in. Having to settle for 8th at the moment. These kind of turns here, not really overtaking corners, just have to follow the guy ahead and be very patient for the chicanes up ahead, which are better overtaking opportunities, as indeed is proved here. I got the inside, but he managed to keep an outside line. We made contact, but he does keep the inside line there, so I have to concede and then pull in just behind, so he keeps his 7th position. Through the final turn, shifting up to 4th gear early to make sure we don't get too much oversteer through that turn. Then up the main straight, getting in the slipstream. We do have a bit of a gap now, back to 9th, so I can afford to be a bit more offensive on the guy ahead. I can lose a bit more time, so I'm going to go up the inside. He's braking really early. I've got the inside line, but he again is going to have the inside line for the next turn, so I'm going to have to concede this one once again. So he's doing a very good job here of keeping me behind. I'm just trying to make it a clean pass wherever possible. So coming through, I'm just going to tap him ever so slightly, but he is not too unsettled by that. Now going through the chicane, he goes a little bit over the grass, and I'm going to get a good solid exit, and I'm going to go for lunge of the decade, and I've done it. I've pulled it off. Well, actually on the exit, what is going to happen here? He's got the run on the inside, so I'm going to try and filter around the outside, which gives me the inside for this one, and we almost touched there, not quite. And then unfortunately for him, he's going to lose another position there. So I think that's Tiski coming through into 8th, follow me through. So that guy's lost 2 positions, and I saw that proximity arrow go flying off to the left there. So I can only imagine that he got wiped out, pushed out wide onto the old F1 layout circuit. And then through the final turn, we are going to complete the race in 7th position out of 11. So not beating too many people, but then again, it wasn't the best performance at all. And that was actually my first race in this car, so not too bad of a job, I don't think. So the Bentley Continental GT3, I really do like these stock car leagues, or the cars where there's no tuning allowed basically, and you all have exactly the same machinery. Often brings out some very good driving. So there is the tune, or sorry, the paint job for those of you who would like to download it by Midlands Eater. I'd recommend following him. We're going to go to some bonus clips for this Bentley League. Now coming through Eau Rouge in the rain, get a little bit of oversteer, having to go over the tarmac here. And then as we come through this section, some Canadian guy comes out of nowhere and only just pretty much wipes himself out. So he only had himself to blame for that incident as he comes back onto the track. Now we move on to a quick clip around Road America. So moving to the inside line there. That guy was very slow. I think he missed his shift or something because he lost a lot of time. So coming into the first turn, let's hope for a clean first turn. Is it going to be? It seems so. Actually, we've all made it through. Well, everyone ahead of me has. As we go into the second turn, actually everyone has remained intact at this moment. As we come into the second turn, I was going to get lunged from absolutely nowhere by the Spaniard and just get forced off the track, which is just typical really, isn't it? Now I'm down into 15th, and that race, well, it didn't go well in the end. But that is going to bring a close to this video, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts as always. Subscribe if you'd like to see more like this. Hit that like button. And I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.